Fleur de League. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the inaugural podcast of State of the Fleur Football Show. I'm your host, Andy Thomas, aka King Cake Boosie. How you doing? And I'm joined by a special guest, special friend of mine, maybe even become full-time host with me, Aaron Vaughn, aka Mr. Tenpin. How you doing, Aaron?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
I got football every day now. My best friend, Crown, and Coke. Couldn't be happier.
No,
You know?
I completely feel that I have a nice glass of Kraken and ginger beer. So
A man. Cheers to you, a man of fine taste. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, we're definitely have to work on the audio of the music coming in, because it was almost like a middle school dance.
Well,
starting up there.
You know, you got to start from somewhere, and
Yeah.
we
can only go up from here.
We are on the floor in terms of film production and audio. So if we need, anyone out there see this, we are looking for a sponsor, even if it's $20 a month. That'll help cover something, help improve anything, because it sucks. So anyways, everyone, welcome to State of the Fleur Show. We're looking forward to continuing this on. So this week we got a little bit of a shorter episode. We're going to try and keep them usually 40 minutes or less, but we'll see how long this one goes. So for the rundown of this episodes, we're going to kind of go over show expectations, future goals, season 21 recap, out with the old, in with the new, teams to look out for, what to make of blank, and the drafts, and then we'll send her off. So with the show, I'll go ahead and Aaron, I'll just go ahead and ask you, what are you looking for out of this show?
I'm actually looking forward to getting kind of everyone more involved in our fantasy football league. I mean, this is our 9th year, so it's, we've been doing this for quite a while. We're a pretty close-knit group, but about halfway through the season, we all kind of lose interest, and we'll send the occasional trash talk with like, haha, I beat you, or something like that. And then sure enough, Andy or another member of the fantasy football team will send the worst, trade requests in the world. And then that's about it. But I'm actually looking forward to, kind of getting more people involved and, talking about it more, and, learn a little bit about the whole fantasy thing.
That sounds like a plan. And might I ask, just going to go out there and say it, you're talking about John Mack, aren't you? On that other person.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. I agree. I couldn't agree with your statements more on who does terrible trades.
Yeah.
And then out of myself, definitely, like you said, looking to help get more interaction in this, even if it's people not in our league. We'd love to have everyone just watch the shenanigans that go on. And if we could continue to grow down the road, be happy if we get a lot of followers, be happy to talk about more than just the fantasy league, just sports in general. So I guess we'll head right into it now for that season 21 recap. What a year last year was. All I can say was that was a great year. How, Aaron, I don't know about you, but would you say that was a great year?
Oh yeah, it was super fun losing to you in the playoffs for like the 9th year in a row, something like that. Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So we're higher seed, to love it.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't? So we're just going to go back, kind of review here our little 2021 here, just for you to just so you could see how good of a year it truly was, if this works properly here.
Yeah, to say like
You know, like
my name isn't quite on that champion one yet. Oh, there it is.
I
Yeah.
said, low budget we are. So 2021, look at that. Your champion, yours truly, Mr. Cincinnati Lights,
Yeah.
aka King Cake Boosie, leading
Yeah.
the
That's
way.
yeah. Look at that like regular season record though, 6-8.
6-8, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I can say that is something I'm really good at, is finishing.
Proud of you.
My
Good
I
save there.
I finished college.
Yeah.
So
Took you
someone's
7
proud.
years.
Yeah, I got there. So,
You did.
but I will say down the line overall for the season, man, what we had a couple new records there that we truly haven't seen before. Shout out to longstanding member and cousin of mine, my ball sack Ertz, with the manager Timothy Meeks, set a point differential record of 25.5. How about that, Tim? Way to go. Aaron, I don't know if you care to compliment on that at all, but it was definitely quite impressive.
It was fine. It was fine. I care more about all I do is Winston down there with a point differential of a 25.3, negative 25.3.
You
That's
know,
the number I like to see.
speaking of records, that is also a record of the worst point differential in league history. Would I put that as possibly the worst team ever in the league? Arguable. Uh, we'll have that discussion next year for our 10-year anniversary. So stay tuned, kids. Shout out though to yourself, Mr. Tenpin, on also achieving the 2,000 point mark for your points force there. I think you two might be the only time that's ever happened actually in league history, and have it twice in the same season. Very impressive.
Yeah, but regular season doesn't matter because if you look at I'm sixth seed, and I mean, look who's ahead of me: a 5-9, an 11-3, and a 6-8.
Well, I mean, it just so happens how the playoffs, that is one of the quirky things I will say about our playoffs, is that everyone does make the playoffs. So you got to be ready to go at all times. So sounds like a you problem, Aaron.
It's only
Here,
because I get paired with you in the playoffs. It's terrible.
it does happen quite a bit. We'll sorry, not sorry. I'm just a playoff team. I'm the New York Giants, shout out John Mack, of fantasy football. So, breaking down a little bit of the playoff here. Tim on his side of the bracket, just absolutely demolishing everyone, getting into his way into the final. But man, the bottom half of the bracket, what a whirlwind is all I could say. First Jacob with one of the worst point differentials in league history, not one of the worst point differential in league history, just decided to go ahead and absolutely bulldoze Bad Mother Tucker and John Mack.
I don't think at one point in time he had a team over like 120. The entire, like, other than the playoffs, like his team did nothing all of last year.
Oh, I'd believe it. His team was putrid. If you go and look at his roster, you know, uh, you know, it's awful. You know what? Let's go and do it. Let's go look at his roster.
We're already here.
We're already here. Win in Rome. So I will say he had Patrick Mahomes, obviously pretty good. He had Saquon Barkley for the season, who finally decided to do something. I believe it was. But the rest of his roster is just scrubs. You got Devin Singletary, Amari Cooper, who didn't achieve as well as the years past. Braxton Berrios, no clue who that is. Hunter Henry, Jalen Waddle, old man Ballsack Ertz, Saints defense, and Matt Gay. I mean, the fact that and I'm sure it's been worse during the regular season. He's playing with scrub, even his bench. And then, so yeah, wow. Kudos to Jacob on pulling that. I love the big time underdog upset in the playoffs. And then, do you want me to ignore this?
Yeah, we can ignore it. It's fine.
Okay. Just for the viewers out there, I beat him. I was the 6 seed. He was the 3 seed. It always happens for me. I always beat him. Then semifinals. Talk about a game. I'm pretty sure this is a game Jacob wishes to forget. We had 10 seed versus a 6 seed. Both decided to actually have pretty decent games, and it ended actually in a tie. And I know earlier in the season, we had actually a tie. I believe I tied with John Mack, and he ended up winning due to bench points. However, it was a little bit different story here in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure there's a grandfathered rule. I looked it up last year when I was upset in my bed that I lost. And turns out that I actually won. And I believe it was due to actually the higher seed in the playoffs advancing. So, Jacob, if you're listening to this, sorry, you'll get them next year or this year. And then decided to, I don't know, Aaron, what your thoughts are here on the actual championship game. Had really, honestly, a blowout.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting that. Like I thought for sure, like it was going to be a close one. But I mean, Tyreek Hill like just dropped the ball. He had what a total of 0.5 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. And his team was, I mean, you guys saw it. Like he had over 2,000 points throughout the entire season. It just, I mean, the Colts lost 11-26. So, I mean, that was just a bad week for everyone involved. Sorry,
Yeah.
Colts, for not making it into the playoffs.
Yeah, that loss definitely, hindered the best running back probably in the league last year, Jonathan Taylor. Um, the running back, just really everyone that was consistently getting him points last year just, really struggled on that final week there. And for me, it was my old true and faithfuls that helped made sure my lineup was stable with finally a couple people deciding to pull out points out of nowhere. Shout out Antonio Gibson. Doubt you'll do it again this year, which we'll get to in a little bit here. So, and then my favorite running back in the league, just a little bias, Elijah Mitchell finally came back from that injury to really carry me home, and shout out James Conner. So, first time victory. It took me only 9 years to do it. Still have a losing record in the league, but the turns have tabled now is all I have to say. So that brings us into our little next thing going into 2021 or 2022. That's the year we're in. The Lord of our Savior 2022. So a little bit of out with the old, in with the new. Would love to get, actually, before we get the shout out there, I just want to pay our respects to longtime member Caven Johnson. He'll always be a member of the league in our hearts. But we have a new person, a new owner taking his spot, and that will be Blyle Allen. Welcome.
I would just like to point out that Kevin didn't die. You know it, like no, I know that Andy made it sound like that, but he did not die.
He is not dead.
No, he just life
That's
got
correct.
busy for him because he's an adult, and the rest of us still have free time.
Yeah. None of us have kids
Yep.
until Tim will in about 3 months. So,
and John Mack has a kid too.
John Mack has a kid, but John Mack is still a child. And then, so,
Caven's not dead is the main thing that I was trying to point out.
Yeah, yes, true. But so Blyle, welcome. We look forward to having you. Feel free, always be active in the chat. If you want to talk some shop, feel free to insult us. We'll happily do it. So welcome. I do believe he actually also has a team name already. And just coming out of the gate swinging with the team name, we got Deshaun's groping arm, like absolutely brilliant on Blyle's part there.
It came out strong. He did. He came out strong, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And so hopefully, love to see him carry this this coming out strong into the draft. So, which I'm segueing, my segue is on, or just kind of on point today. Feel like I'm in college again, writing my PowerPoint. So our next going into the segue, teams to look out for going into or after they finish their draft. For me, I don't know about you, Mr. Tenpen, but I absolutely love John Mack and yourself and Tim is my probably top 3 favorite teams for next year. And no one's even drafted yet. I could tell you that's going to be my top 3.
Well, you know that my draft strategy is the same every year. My gut feeling check always. That's what I go with. If I have a gut feeling that, maybe Tim Tebow's coming back, maybe not.
Are we going to draft old reliable Matthew Stafford?
Hey, Matthew Stafford has been a king for me for at least 9 years now.
Love
he
it.
was on the winning team. He was definitely on the losing team. But you know what? I will say this. There could be a change up this year. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at a new quarterback.
Wow.
Not going to give too much away because, I don't want someone to take him too early. Or her. You never know.
Wow. Or her. Wow. Keeping it very 2023 of you. Congrats.
So.
Even though it's not 2023 yet, but we're ahead of the times here at the Fleur de League. Come from a dark past, but we're a bright future ahead of us.
We're here now.
So, I think, Tim, he's just always in the top 3. Has the best record in league history. It's not even close, really.
Not even.
I think he'll just continue to see that there. John Mack, he has been on a slump the last few years. But
he always sneaks in there though. He always sneaks in there, and his teams are always weirdly good. Like he always kind of has those like 2 or 3 bench players that like all of a sudden about halfway through the season they just ignite and take them to the promised land. I do believe he's the only one that has won it twice now. I could be wrong on that, but I know
there is 2 others. I want to say Jacob maybe and Trent. I'm not 100% sure. There's 1 or 2 others. I'd have to go check on my trophy that's downstairs because no one else has it right now. Yeah.
I was wondering how long. Yeah.
Inaugural trophy winner. How are we? Again, shout out Jacob on the beautiful craftsmanship of the trophies. Still waiting for you to send me the fixed nameplates, but whatever. So yeah, reason also John Mack, just that judging by where he's at in the draft this year and kind of looking at the draft order, which we'll get to shortly, I think he's set up for a really good spot. And then in terms of down year, can Devin pull it around? I want him to. He's always been around that 500 mark. And then Trent, he's been up and down always every year. It's either hit or miss completely for him. I want him to turn around. I just want everyone. I want it to be a good, competitive, fun league. I just hope everyone has fun. So, going to the next segue there. What are we at now? What to make of. So, I don't know if anyone's looked at the kind of ADP here of the draft this year. I can tell you, top 10, honestly for me, top 14. I love every single one of them. I'd take them all. There's not a one I would be hesitant of. Maybe Christian McCaffrey, just because of injury concerns. Don't know what their offense is going to look like with Baker, but I love them all.
Hey, and shake and bake we trust. Let's just go ahead and say that.
Yeah, shake and bake. Yeah, he's gonna. Sam Darnold's gone temporarily. It's going to be his offense to lose, and Christian's only going to help him and get better. However, so my issue is what in the world to do with these. I'd say rounds 3 through 5. I don't know about you, Aaron, but I don't like a single pick.
So, we talked about this today, like whenever I was on like lunch break today, but the more I thought about it, the only things that I could see to do in like those kind of rounds is, so we all know this in this league, that someone's going to take a quarterback. Someone's going to take a quarterback early and it's going to start that run. Now, every year I fall for that run. I'm not falling for it this year, but I think those rounds are actually good for a tight end.
You think?
I think so.
Even after like Travis Kelce.
Well, Travis Kelce, like he's not even. Where is he? He's not even the top.
Or Travis Kelce. I'm Travis Kelce's actually 21. Sorry, correction. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I mean, after Travis Kelce, you got Darren Waller at I think 60. I think he's the next person.
It's Kyle Pitts actually is in that 38 range.
Oh, is he? Well,
Yes.
who is he with now? Let's Atlanta. That's
Kyle,
why
yeah.
That's why I didn't see him, because he's with Atlanta. I'm not going to pick anyone from that team. They're putrid.
Well, hey, Marcus Mariota could lead them to at least. I think that they could easily beat the Cleveland Browns. I don't even know if they play this year, but
Browns. I mean, yeah. I hope so. Also, how do I make this bigger of my video? Because I'm sure the followers are getting tired of looking at the
roster.
The roster.
Well, that matter to me.
I don't know. I'll figure it out in the next episode. So, I mean, Marcus Mariota though, I kind of like Desmond Ridder more. I think he could win the starting job.
See, now this is my take about rookie quarterbacks. Now, if they come into a league and they're thrust in that starting position and they have a good line, like I think they'll do great. Like think about whenever Dak got drafted. Shout out Houghton High School. We graduated from the same high school, same year. Offensive lineman for him in middle school.
Yeah, you was left tackle.
I was. But if you think about it, like whenever Dak came in, like Dallas had an amazing line, did great. But and then you look at like Joe Burrow, your boy Joe Burrow from Cincinnati. Shout out to the jersey behind you. Like he got destroyed.
This is a Reds jersey, Aaron. That's baseball.
Whatever. I said Cincinnati.
Close enough.
Yeah, close.
I know where he lives.
Somewhere. But like if you think about how when his rookie year, like he got destroyed. His line was not good. And so I always feel bad whenever like rookie quarterbacks get put in that spotlight and then like they're just bombarded the entire year. So
let's see where he is, if he's even.
Oh, he's in there.
Well, obviously. If he is ahead of us, so he is ahead of Marcus.
Deshaun Watson is in there. Oh, he's ahead of Baker. That's hurtful.
Well, I mean, would you take a chance on Deshaun with this league? Everyone makes the playoffs.
Did you see that preseason game?
I did see it. He was not good.
No.
You know, I think it's just he was a little tight in the hamstrings. You like what I did there?
I did. I wasn't ready for that. I had an actual answer, but they said that. Disregard. You know what? Nah, I'm not going there.
Okay, that's fine. We don't have to, but Deshaun will.
Very well. I'm kind of surprised by how high up Trey Lance is actually, now that he did the quarterback sort.
Trey Lance. And that's kind of, I don't know what people love Trey Lance and I don't know why, but I'm not sold.
I don't get it either. I'm not either. Like he played at San Diego State, or not San Diego State, sorry. South Dakota State. And like, don't get me wrong, he threw beautiful passes and like I get the athleticism with it, but like I haven't he played a little bit last year for the 49ers, but he's in cleanup duty. Like
yeah. And I mean, just not only like I don't know now what to expect of Deebo Samuel. What are they going to now do with him? Are they going to stick him back more to receiving role? They're going to move him to running back. I mean, they have Elijah Mitchell now, who go Cajuns. I think he's as long as he can stay healthy, I think he could be a top 20. I mean, easily a top 15 running back, in my opinion. And San Francisco loves to run the ball. That's really, there's no arguing.
I just hope he doesn't like do bad. And then all of a sudden it's like, come on, Jimmy G, let's get you back in there.
Yeah. I have no clue what to make. And then Austin Eckler, I don't know what every time he's always a top 10 back. For some reason I just can't draft the kid. I don't know why.
He's good. He's good at receiving out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And his quarterback, what's his name? Long haired dude. He's from Oregon. What's his name?
Justin Abear. Herbert or
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I can't.
The Cajuns say Abear, but apparently it's actually Herbert, which is just a weird name in my opinion.
But no, I trust. I think he enjoys doing the little quick outs to his running back. Um,
Possibly so. I
no,
mean, go ahead.
let's say so. I definitely saw that we missed Mark Andrews on
Uh-oh.
the tight end list. He's number 19. He's definitely up there. We just completely missed him. So I apologize, Mark Andrews. Not that you ever listen to this, but that was our fault.
I'll tag him on
Um,
Twitter.
there you go. Uh,
Who
I
knows?
guess yeah. So I guess the main thing is the first few rounds. Like, do you go for a running back? Because in this league, a running back
I,
could help you or it could really hurt you.
Obviously it's as per usual. It's a top heavy running back, you know, in the first few rounds. So, if you don't draft a running back in the first couple rounds, really in any league, unless you somehow luck upon someone like um, like say a Jamar Chase, and then somehow if it's a 10-team league, like a Devontae Adams, somehow you could be in luck. But you have to get a running back. I feel like first, it's just a matter of who you want. Really, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Well, I look at my spot at 5 and I kind of look who's above me and kind of like what I always feel like they're going to draft. And like, I don't know about Bly. Bly could just like surprise us all and take a kicker first round.
I see him as a kicker kind of guy. Not gonna lie,
Just a straight kicker, just
you
Justin
know
Tucker for the win.
exactly.
I can't say anything. Justin Tucker has knocked me out of the playoffs multiple years in a row.
I know
But
that is true. So I mean, it could be true if we're looking at it all. I mean, if you're at 5, you've really got everything at your disposal if you want a wide receiver or a running back. Like I said, I'm expecting Christian McCaffrey to drop. Who is at 4? 4 is at Devin. I don't think Devin's going to draft him. I think Devin's always afraid of the injury bug kind of thing, I feel like. So I could see him skipping over to someone else.
well, I definitely think so too. But it's that do you take a chance on it? Because I mean, if you look at the years that Christian McCaffrey was healthy the entire year, I mean, he was dominant. Like he destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got you points from the backfield. He got you points from catching. It just
But
I don't know. That's a tough one.
is the injury risk worth it? It's really what it's going to come down to.
I'm just worried that if Baker doesn't throw very well at first, they're going to rely on him, and then he's going to go down. But if Baker
Yeah.
has a good arm, but yeah, I mean, if you even look, like I don't even know if they have any like wide receivers in the top 50.
They've got DJ Moore.
Oh, do they? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, DJ Moore.
Yeah. The Panthers are just so bad all the time. We always forget who's on their team nowadays. So yeah, I'm excited. I think, there's definitely going to be, I think there could be some hell that breaks loose in the draft this year. I think there's a nice even split of wide receivers, running backs in the first couple rounds, all that have potential in my eyes to be, a top 5 at their position, clearly. So it's just who are you going to get in those middle rounds, and then the later rounds is just you got to kind of almost luck by that point in those late rounds.
Yeah, they'll say like the diamond in the roughs are always the best. It's always awesome to like when you pick that person, you're like, you know what? I heard one good story from him from camp on another podcast, or you see it in the ESPN or something like that, and you're like, I'll take a chance on him, and then boom, amazing.
That
But
is the key. The sleeper finding the gems are the key to winning your league. No,
my
without a
favorite of
doubt.
all time, my favorite of all time was one year I had the last pick of the draft, and it was James Conner, and I took a shot on him because who was it was the running with Bell. He didn't want to come in that year, and so like it was like he's just waiting for the contract to end, or his contract dispute, and then all of a sudden like he doesn't play that year, so James Conner is the starting running back, and I
Yeah.
mean he tore it up, and I won a lot that year. I don't know if that was the
Look at
winning
you.
season, but I always remember that like as a sleeper, like that last pick could still be your best player of the year.
It could very well. So I'm more of a free agency guy. That's where I make my wins. I always somehow not, I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. I lose like the first 3 weeks and
Yes,
I get all
fucking
those top free
waiver
agents and
wire.
I love it.
Yes, we know the waiver wire is your friend.
It is my best friend. So
Where the
yeah,
where the 10-3s are like, well, I guess I'll pick up the kicker that was cut from the Chicago Bears for the third week in a row, I guess.
absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good year. I'm anxious to see, got some new faces. Obviously, people been around for a while. Just want to keep seeing this league grow more and more, get more competitive. So last little kind of some info here. Just draft details. I hope everyone watches this video beforehand because I put not a lot of time into this video, but it's very fun to make. So draft is on Tuesday at 9 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. my time. I don't know.
Well,
It's
I
on
will be in the
Tuesday.
middle of a I will be in the middle of my first bowling league of the season. So I will be bowling those 10 pins while trying to pick my draft.
Not all of us can be as skillful as you, Mr. Vaughn.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So also if everyone's interested, maybe we'll get a little Skype or Zoom call going as well for everyone. So that about wraps up our inaugural season one Epi one. I guess we'll conclude with a little non-NFL fantasy stuff. The Raging Cajuns play this week versus the not so mighty Southeastern Lions. Aaron, give me a final score.
Ooh, I'm gonna go 56-21.
Love it.
I
You're
think we're gonna
you're
give up some late touchdowns, but I think that's gonna be it.
you're you're a positive man. I am definitely we're only getting 30 points. I'm going 30 to 17.
Ooh, wow. Do we
Ah,
have the what's the total on that game? Do we know it?
no clue.
Oh,
We're
well,
but I always bet the under and it's the move. So
I didn't know we were the service academy games. Wow.
we are. So well, thank you everyone for listening. If you're not in the league, feel free to join us, like, subscribe, whatever. Do as the typical YouTube folks say. So thank you for everyone. Enjoy the video of how our terrible audio is inputted.
It's a beautiful sight.
It really is. I'm a country boy, but I'm city living, and my front yard is